Hey, Inspired Tribe. Welcome to the Inspired Livestream. It is Monday, February 1st, if you can believe it, 2021. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Very, very soon, we're going to have our first birthday for the live streams that we started in mid-March last year. So yeah. It's unbelievable that it's already been almost a year. We're excited that you're here. It's been an exciting weekend for us. But first, let me say we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. We're excited that you're here. Repeat after me. We're healthy, wealthy, whole, free. It's important. Remember those things. Also, we wanted to share something exciting this weekend. We open our virtual doors to the Inspired Coaching Academy, or short ICA, not CIA, ICA. And it was a tremendous weekend with a very powerful and inspiring crew. Our first becoming coaches, inspired coaches. And over the course of the year, 2021, they're going to be in training and in practice to become inspired coaches, graduating at the end of the year. And this is super exciting. We have a really amazing crew, very powerful beings. And we look very brave and courageous. They inspire us. You inspire us. And we look forward to, kick off the year 2022 with the first group of inspired coaches who are going to be out there in the world helping people to become the best version of themselves. That's exciting. Yeah, that is exciting and kind of magical to think about it. Welcome everyone who's tuning in. Please let us know in the live chat where you're tuning in from, who you are, where you're tuning in from. If you have a handle on YouTube that isn't your name, if you want to share your name, please do it. Let us know what town, what country, continent, whatever. Just introduce yourself to the Inspired Tribe. It's one of the best group of people, loving, caring, inspired, helpful group of people. And if you're here, you're now a part of us. There's no way out. There's no membership fee either. So there you go. It's a free, loving ride. Today, I want to start with a little story. Some of you might have heard it, some of you not. And that story is going to lead into the topic of today. Please hit the like button. Please share. And just bring your awareness to the present moment for an inspired journey together to kick this week off, really. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Amar. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Angie. Siobhan. Who else? Rose. Everyone. So good to see you guys. So, Angie says, I'm from the north of Carolina, maybe, but definitely not from the north, right? Angie's not from the north. No. So, this story has been I've heard it in many countries, in many different ways, but this is about a woman who kind of at the end of her wisdom, lost everything, has been on the streets for a while, and desperate. She was really desperate, and one day she decided to walk into the woods and just let go of her frustration, scream it out. And when she arrived there on this path in the forest, she decided to make one last plea and scream up to God and just ask for help and just ask for a turnaround in her life. It had been a very tough year for her, and living on the streets and out of everything. She was just at the end of her wisdom and wanted help. And so she yelled up at God and said, I deserve change. I want change. Can't you just let me win the lottery? Everything would be so much easier. And after she was standing there and screaming for a while, the clouds parted and God really answered and said, okay, I mean, your wish shall be granted. You shall win the lottery. Okay, it's not a big deal. It's going to happen. Wonderful. And the lady, really, it totally changed her demeanor, of course. She was super excited. She started daydreaming about what she was going to do, what she was going to buy, and where she was going to live, and how she was going to invest and spend that money, and super, super excited. And a week, a week went by, and she was still daydreaming and just super excited about the lottery win that was going to happen. And then a month went by, nothing happened. And then a few months went by, and finally, after a whole year of dreaming and getting excited and planning on what she was going to do with that money, she returned to that spot in the woods and yelled at God again and said, "What kind of sick joke is this? I talked to you. You promised me that I was going to win the lottery. A year went by and nothing happened. What, is that some kind of sick joke? Is that some kind of twisted humor, God?" And the clouds parted, and God looked down and said, "I did tell you that you were going to win the lottery. But it can't happen if you don't buy a lottery ticket. You have to buy a lottery ticket. You just have to go out and buy a ticket." It had never occurred to the woman that this simple action, her simple participation in this arrangement, would have changed everything. She did go out, she did buy a ticket, and it did happen. And the moral of the stories, and that's going to lead us into kind of today's topic, is that we get so caught up in our dreams, in our visions, and in the mechanisms of manifestation and how this happens and how we co-create with the universe. And we're willing to do this work, but sometimes we don't take the simplest inspired action, the most logical things. And we encounter this over and over and over again, that for some reason, action has become the enemy for a lot of people. And we understand that there is a contrast there, because we were all brought up in a world that is action-oriented, and it's hard work or nothing. If you don't work hard, you don't get anything. If you don't suffer, if you don't sacrifice, you don't get anything. But that's not what we're getting at here. This is about inspired action, the kind of the logical things that you're inspired to do, and you do them, and they actually help create the results that you desire. And so, as a practical example, when you're hungry, when you crave a certain food, when you want a special dish, or you just want a pizza, whatever, and you begin to imagine what it would taste like, what the texture of the food is, and how it will satisfy that hunger and all of that, you usually don't just sit there and wait for it to appear. Sometimes you get an inspired thought. What if I actually called the delivery service? What if I called the pizza place and have them deliver a pizza? What if I went out and got a pizza? What if I asked someone if they wanted to join me for dinner? What if I went to the fridge and got that particular fruit or veggie that I'm craving? And so in these practical matters, everyday things, we are very inclined to take some co-creative action in this process. But when it comes to bigger dreams, when it comes to bigger desires, we tend to just pay a lot of attention to the energetic work, but we oftentimes don't do the most logical things. Sometimes it's just picking up the phone and calling a specific person. That is the next logical step. And this little story kind of beautifully paints the picture of how inspired action, and sometimes just the next logical step, opens up a whole new world. In this case, brings the winning lottery ticket. So if you really dream of winning the lottery, and there's nothing wrong with that, if you really dream of hitting the right numbers and hitting the jackpot, by all means dream, but go out and buy a ticket. It's much easier when you buy a ticket. And if you find someone in the parking lot, that works too, but it's much easier with a ticket than without a ticket. It just helps you in being more aligned with that vision, if that makes any sense. So that is part of this thought process that we have been going through today and over the last couple of days. And in this time, in this turmoil and kind of chaos time that we live in, so often people ask us, where's this going to lead? How's this all going to end? And this all ties together, of course. What is the outcome of this? Because so many things are drastically changing and have been changing for a year now almost, at a pace that we've never seen before. Now, we're not necessarily saying everything's negative, everything's positive. There's some of that and some of that. But there's when you're in the observation mode, there is a kind of a worrisome perspective here. And people ask us, and they ask themselves, where is this all going to end? Now, if we look at it from a little bit of a prophetic perspective, in the prophecies of many religions, different cultures, visionaries, there's pretty much a clear path. But I always question why is this so clear? You know, they in the Christian in the Bible, there's the rapture. In other cultures, there's this great shift that is happening, and a lot of these cultures and religions see a very dark time before they see a very bright time. But here's a little bit of a different perspective. Because of what we know, and because of what we believe in, because of how we operate, and because of what has been now kind of proven in many ways by bridging science and spirituality, is that we have a tremendous part in the near future and in the future that's a little further ahead, and we are co-creators in this future. So I remember growing up, I would read books from Nostradamus and people that interpreted his visions, and that was always part of our curriculum. That was part of the culture, part of the conversation. But what if these things are self-fulfilling prophecies? What if, because we occupy our minds with these visions, they become stronger? And what if, because we don't invest as much time in a beautiful, positive, growing, abundant vision for everyone, this reality becomes smaller? The beautiful thing here and the upside is that the community of people who are paying attention to what they're creating in their mind, to what their dominant thoughts are, to what their visions are, is growing every single day. Every single day, there's more people out there who are realizing what they don't want, and then very quickly moving into what they do want. There's a lot of people out there who are excited about great shifts on our planet, who are very excited about new ways of living together, improved systems, also a return to principles and values. There's a great number of people who are very excited about letting go of exactly the things that I mentioned earlier, of the beliefs that everything needs to be hard, that life is about sacrifices, that you can only have one or the other, it's either or. All of those beliefs that were created by a system where we as humans have turned into the ones who serve the system rather than a system serve us. And so the beautiful thing about this time is that our community is growing. And I'm not saying our community of people that believe in the same things or believe everybody should believe the same thing. When I say our community, it's people that are freedom loving, people that desire to see everyone thrive, not just themselves, people that desire to see a world that is healthy, a world that is happy, a world that is co-creative, a world that is kind, a world that lives in friendship rather than rivalry. And so all these positive ideas are becoming stronger by the day. So if you ask me today, where is this all going to lead and how is this all going to end? Because there is an end coming. This world is coming to an end. And when I say the world, I'm always, and you know this, if you've been with us for a while, there's a difference. this planet, Mother Earth, is definitely not coming to an end. Not at all. But the world, and the world is the human system. Our beliefs and ideas as humans in how we create our systems, financial systems, political systems, economic systems, medical, scientific systems, religious systems. This current model is coming to an end. And that's clear. No matter where you stand, that is clear. It's coming to an end. Now people believe, okay, what's the next thing? So if you wanted to look at it from a very, again, from the standpoint of the current world and the creators of this world, the people that have been kind of manipulating our 3D reality, if you will, they have something in mind for the future. They are the rollout is here. They're presenting it. They're showing it to us. They're giving it different names. You know, I don't even want to say those names because it somehow triggers YouTube. But you know, sometimes they're talking about it as a reset, and they put the grade in front of it. Sometimes they're talking about it as a order, and they put New World in front of it. So they have these ideas about where we're going as society and how we should live. And basically, this is a very grim future, if you ask me. And that's as much attention as I'm going to pay there right now, because this is not what this live stream is about. This live stream is about reminding us all that we are truly powerful creators. And every time we allow ourselves to dream, to create a new vision, to be the positive creators, to understand what it is that we don't want, and hence understand better what it is that we do want, that we do desire, we're shining our light a little brighter. Every time we're shining our light a little brighter, sometimes somebody gets inspired. Somebody sees us, somebody observes us. Maybe it's your child, maybe it's your brother, maybe it's your boss, maybe it's your friend, maybe it's your spouse. And somebody is looking at you and saying, I want some of that. How do I get that? How do I get that light? And so every day when you're shining your light, you are inviting more and more people in to do the same. You don't have to always explain yourself. It's sometimes more important to just be who you are and inspire others to do the same. That's why I'm saying our community is growing by the day. It's not a monoculture community where we all believe in the same things and everything needs to be the same and we all need to think the same. Not at all. Diversity is our friend in this. But our community of light bringers and the shiners of light and the builders of bridges is growing by the day. People that have shifted from negative to more positive. Their charge is more and more positive every day. That's the shift. It isn't that we don't carry any negativity. It isn't that we don't carry any darkness. Everyone, even the most enlightened masters that I have met, carry some amount of darkness in them. If nothing else, it's just their understanding for this darker world. It's about tipping the scale. It's about allowing yourself to, even in times of contrast, even in times of diversity, even in times of when the outside world doesn't look so beautiful, allowing yourself to see some beauty in it, allowing yourself to see a brighter future, allowing yourself to see more light than darkness. And here's another thing, and something that we do know about you. We know this about each and every one of you who's watching. You are not ready to give up. You're not ready to give up. And the first reason why I know this is because you're here. You wouldn't be here if you were ready to give up. You're not ready to give up. And I know why you won't give up. Because you feel, first and foremost, feel that there is something more. There's something better. There's something better for you. There's something better out there for you and something in here for you. You feel that there's an improvement, a greater well-being ready for you. You can feel it, and you're doing what you can to align with that well-being. I know this about you because you wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. But that is the case. You are looking for greater well-being. And everything that you do because you expect to feel better or you expect for something to improve. And that in itself is the most important motor that you can have, the desire to feel better. Not necessarily this short-term satisfaction, feel better. You know that. That's easy. I'm talking about real, authentic well-being, a soul well-being, not just well-being of the body, well-being of the soul. And I know that you won't give up until you feel that you have reached a new level of well-being that is more constant, that affects all areas of your life. And I know that you know that that's possible for you. I know that you are worthy of it. You don't know this every day, but most of the time you know that you're worthy of it. Maybe you don't tell others that, but in secret, you do tell yourself, I deserve greater well-being. I deserve to have a really, really, really good life. I deserve abundance, and I deserve to see the world, and I deserve to have friendships and relationships. I deserve to have health, and I deserve to feel energetic, and I deserve to, be free and be creative and be joyful and join up with others that are more like me. I deserve all of that. And you do. I know you do. You know you do. Now, the reason why you won't give up is because you're feeling every time when you're breaking through another layer, you can see that your world becomes bigger, your horizon brightens and broadens. And so there, if you don't feel that ultimate level of well-being, there's got to be another layer, and there is another layer. And we are breaking free from these ideas that were infused into us from a very early age, from the beginning. And we're not just beginning now, we're in the middle of breaking free from those ideas and remembering who we really are as powerful creators, and remembering who we really are as natural beings. This is really important. Most beings in nature don't live through the struggle that we live through. I mean, a big part of the reason is that we have a much higher consciousness and are more evolved in that sense. But also is that we have the reason why we struggle is because we look for natural answers in an artificial world. And we look for a more natural way of well-being in an artificial world, and we can't find that. And you will notice this, especially if you live in a bigger city, that it's very challenging to really experience longer periods of well-being in an artificial environment. I'm not saying impossible, but it's more challenging. And so we're seeking, whether we can word it or not, we're seeking more nature. We're seeking more wisdom from nature, more co-creation with nature. We're seeking more harmony with nature. I know that everyone enjoys a clean, crystal clear lake over a plastic-filled ocean. Isn't that, I mean, I could bet every single day of every single year, I would bet all of my money that you prefer the crystal clear water over the plastic-filled water. Why is that? Why? Even if you like straws, even if you like plastic wrappings, even if they're practical, but why do you like the crystal clear water over the dirty water? That's a natural instinct that you have. You can't turn that off. You thrive in a natural, clean environment. You thrive when you feel the natural beauty. You thrive when you hear the birds. You thrive when you see the waves. You thrive when you feel the crisp mountain air. You thrive when you drink clear well water or spring water. You thrive. And that's a natural instinct. And that's the well-being that we're all moving towards. Now, I'm not saying everyone's going to live out somewhere out in the country completely detached from everything. But what I'm saying is we're all craving more of that, a greater sense of well-being in that. And this is the future. In the future, in the very near future, we're all going to remember so much more about nature, about growing foods, about natural remedies, about animals, about how they can help us. Animals were really created to be great assistants to us and help us in so many ways. And we're all rediscovering that. And so that's why I know you won't give up. And that's why I know we won't give up, because we have a vision of a better, cleaner, clearer, greater future. And we know when we see suggested paths and solutions, if they're authentic, if they're not authentic. Now I can tell you this one thing. Obviously, we're using technology here. We're using a camera and a microphone and the internet and hardware and software to connect with you and broadcast this live stream. But if you ask us if we believe that more technology is the solution for our current challenges and problems, I will tell you, I don't think so. I do think that we've been on a path long enough that people believe that because they're being told that every day. But I believe the real solution that we're going to find to our current challenges and problems is if we rediscover our own software and hardware and what it's capable of. And I'll give you an example. You can put, and this is going to be a technological example, you can put the most powerful computer in front of two people. The computers are exactly the same. Most powerful software, most powerful hardware, hooked up to the internet, capable of anything a computer could possibly capable of. You put them in front of a computer geek, someone who's super knowledgeable, knows everything, and they're going to thrive with what they have. You put them in front of someone who isn't really doesn't really know anything about technology, and that masterful piece of technology is not going to be of any use to them. They'll just write an email and maybe look up a video on YouTube, and it's going to be the same experience as the $300 computer at the corner store. So that's kind of the same as how we are now using our hardware and software. For those humans, for those of you who already know that we're way more powerful than we appear to be, and we were told we are, you're rediscovering all these beautiful things in your software and hardware. You're realizing that you are a powerful co-creator. You're realizing that you're a healer. You're realizing that you are a manifester. You're realizing that you can communicate mind to mind. You're realizing that these things are possible, and you are beginning to unleash that power that's always been there. For those who believe that humans are imperfect and the body is imperfect, the mind is imperfect, the spirit is imperfect, and nature, it's a mistake, they will seek for answers in the outside. They will want more technology. They will want hybrid technology. They will want artificial intelligence. They will want a chip in their brain. They will want all of that because they believe that is the answer. I truly and honestly believe that those of us who are willing to break through the next and the next and the next layer and remember, rediscover who we really are, we will outshine once again every piece of technology that could ever be created. And why I say that is, number one, we must be more powerful than the pieces of metal that we create, because ultimately we do create them. And the other reason is because we have met so many people that have rediscovered and unleashed some of that potential already in magnificent ways. We've seen miraculous, instantaneous healings. We have seen people that can bend or physically change material without touching it. We've seen so many wonderful things that we know that we have those capabilities. So once again, if you ask us, where's this all leading? Where's this all going to go? It's in your hands. It's in your hands. It's if you know that your creative power becomes stronger, the more you develop it, the more you practice it, the more you play with it, then why wouldn't you do that? Then you can become the strongest co-creator on the planet and inspire others to do the same. So the future is bright. The future is beautiful. The future is limitless in the potential. And you are the creator. It's in your hands. It's in your mind. It's in your heart. And we want to inspire you and encourage you to be that, to do that, to believe that. If you forget it, reach out to the Inspired Tribe. We're a beautiful community here. If you forget it tomorrow, someone will remind you what it feels like. They will have something to say. They will lead you through a process. By all means, reach out to the Inspired Coaching Academy. Maybe those who are in our in the live stream will reveal themselves, the becoming coaches, and maybe they will share a process with you, and you can benefit and they can benefit in practicing it. But remember that the future is in your hands. You're not the observer and waiting for things to happen on the outside and then react to them. You are the creator. You are the creator, and you can decide what you do want, what you don't want. You can decide what you want to participate in, what you don't want to participate in. You can decide. And we believe in your power, and we're banking on that power. We're counting on you. We're counting on your strength and on our strength in collective creation, on more energy. And if you want to try it out, if you want to see how powerful you are, if you want to see how you can affect change, I would encourage you to try a little experiment. If you're someone who meditates, maybe you're just beginning, maybe you're already more advanced, try and look in your town, in your place, in your community. Maybe you'll find 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 co-meditators, and try and make an experiment. Go maybe into a part of town. You can stay in your cars even, or go, maybe meet some place where you know that there's either there's violence around that place, or less harmony, or troubles, or whatever. Just find some place where there is not a lot of harmony, and meet in a safe space that's in the vicinity, maybe within a mile or so, 2 kilometers, and meditate for 30 minutes together. Just a peaceful peace and love. Meditate peace and love for 30 minutes together every day for a week. You will notice there will be more peace and harmony in that area because you have meditated peace and love, and because you are radiating that energy. And people, even if they don't know anything about meditation, even if they don't know anything about anything, they will still pick up on the energy, and it will become more peaceful. This has been proven and shown over and over again, where meditators, monks, have gone into conflict areas, into war zones. They have meditated there, and they have created, ceasefires. They have ended conflicts, over and over and over again. Now, the thing is, if you do that for a week, it will better things. It will make things better for a little while, and then things will go back to the way they were, or a little better than how they were. But if you keep doing that, it will create a constant change. Same in your life, right? If you keep at it, it will become better. If you meditate every morning, your whole quality of life will improve greatly. I can tell you that. We've been meditating every day now for over 3 years. And everything has changed and is continuing to change, and everything is becoming better. Now, is every day, sunshine and roses? No. Do we have moments of sadness or anger? Yes. Do we ever get, do we ever look at the world and say, what the hell? Yes, we have those moments. We have those moments. I believe almost everyone has those moments. That's okay. But I do know if I'm having a harder time getting out of such a moment, I sit down, I become quiet, I close my eyes, and I connect. And within a few minutes, I shift into more peace and well-being. You have all these tools. If you feel like you're on the verge, but you need some help, you need some assistance, you need some guidance, we're here. That's what we do. We come on for the live streams at least 3 times a week. We share a lot of what we know, what we believe here. But if you want to go deeper, there's a number of ways to do it. We have the inspired courses. There's 3 courses that build on each other. Very powerful courses. Again, ask your co-tribesters here. A lot of them have done the courses to amazing change. We have pre-recorded and live courses that we do. We have a free process. Another free thing, if you sign up, if you look in the description, sign up for our email list, you'll get a free process, the Inspired Freedom Launcher. And we have a membership call every Wednesday night. That's a very, very powerful group of co-creators, very focused. And we're raising the baseline every week. It's just getting better and better and better and better and better. We're amazed and inspired by their progress, and it enriches us too. So there's a number of ways if you want to go deeper. If you're ready for the next step, reach out to us, send us an email, check out our website, inspirechannel.net. Our mission is empowerment, inspiration, love, peace. That's what we're here for. Everything we do all day, every day is to bring more authenticity, more truth, more honesty, more love, more peace into the world and, to our tribe. So we believe in you. We encourage you to become the creator that you were born to be. And we know it. We know you'll not give up. To the contrary, we know you'll keep going with even more energy and love and intensity. So, Inspired Tribe, thank you for joining us today for this little live stream journey. Please hit the like button. Helps us spread the word a little bit. Please reach out to us. Reach out to your fellow tribesters here in the Inspired Tribe. Wonderful people. And send us an email, 365inspiredliving@gmail.com. And we'll see you again on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central Standard, right here on Inspired Channel. We look forward to it, and we're going to go on another journey together. We love you, tribe, and have a wonderful and inspired rest of your day.